What's going on YouTube? Yu-Gi-Oh! Buddha. I'm gonna do a video for an Evilswarm deck I topped with today in Coliseum Comics in Central Florida, Kissimmee, Florida. What was I gonna say? I'm sorry I haven't been putting up videos like I said I was. If you know who I am, if you know me personally, you know I'm a lazy bitch. But yeah, I went 5-0 today with Evilswarms. I had an amazing day with Evilswarms. The reason I never put up a build before I played with it in tournaments is because the deck was never complete. Like at one point I was playing it with the vanillas with Sabersaurus before when Kirkion was out, excuse me. Then I gradually got one Kirkion, then two Kirkion, and now I finally got the three. And now the deck is working to fucking a T, like to a beautiful T. I went 5-0. Round 1 I went to Dragons to game 3 and I won that. Round 2 I played against Dragons again. We went to game 3 because of Forbidden Lance I won. Round 3 I played against an OCG Fairy build with Heroes Rule number 2. If you don't know what that trap card is, it's called Heroes Rule number 2. It's a funny card. Look it up if you get the chance. I 2-0'd him. Round 4 I played Mermails. Again, 2-0'd him. And then round 3 I played, and then round 5. After round 4 when I played Mermails. Round 5 I played against the Evilswarm mirror match and I 2-0'd him. So my last 3 rounds were fucking amazing. Anyways, let's get to the deck. There's 19 monsters, 10 spells, 11 traps. First, one of the stars of the show, 2 Rescue Rabbit. Rescue Rabbit, an amazing card in the deck. Sets up for this big guy right here, Heliotrope. Another good card in the deck. Reason why it's good is because you have ways to get him back into the deck with Infection and sometimes like Gusto Emerald. So he's always live and Rabbit is almost never dead. Next up, let me just spread them out. It's sloppy. We have 2 Mandragoras. I don't like 3. 2 is enough. I was playing 3 quite a bit. I did go X1, X2, and still managed to top somehow, but that was when I was playing 3, but to me 2 is enough. 2 is just simple. Because you really don't want to see it too much, and the times you want to see it, you just want to special it, summon again, and then go first turn Ophion. I opt in and play 3 Thunderbird. This card plus TT equals just infinite field control. Then he'll come back at 1950 and just stall out for until you get your plays done. Another important card of the deck, of course, Evilswarm Caster, your double summon. The one who can be stopped. Normal summon, then you get a normal summon again. Just first turn goodness. And of course, the last Evilswarm of the deck, the most important one of the deck, Kirkion. Banish an Evilswarm from grave, add another one from grave, then activate his effective double summon. But unlike Caster, he actually has to activate. And that's it for the Evilswarms. Let's see. To effect Veiler, I don't main Maxi. I don't think you need to. Well, the thing is, in my locals, excuse me, you don't have to. You can choose to main Maxis to go with the Veilers. But in my opinion, I know my locals. I know what plays and who doesn't. Maxis can only do so much, while Veiler does enough to almost all decks. And then the last monster, the 19th monster, of course, Dark Arm Dragon. Dropped him quite a bit today. He did work. That's 19 monsters onto the spells. I play Triple Pandemic. Reason I play 3, I want to search out with Ophion. I want to make Ophion live as much as I can. So just in case I draw into all of them in Infection and Ophion is not searching for anything, it's dead. I'd rather have the 3rd Pandemic just to, you know, keep searching. Not to mention, at times your opponent has TTs and random deep prisons and mirror forces and torrentials. It's good. I said TT twice. It's good just to have the answers. The Trinity of Dark Hole, Heavy Storm Monster Reborn. And now adding on to the Trinity, Reinforcement of the Army. Another staple card in the deck, pretty much searches for Caster and sets up your XE plays first off. It's really good, really good. Let's see, 1 Forbidden Dress and 1 Forbidden Lance, like I said earlier in my how my day went. I don't have another dress, hence why I play Lance, but this card helped me out today in my games. It did help me win one of the games, which is really good. And then the last spell card, Book of Moon. I count this sometimes not as the 10th spell, but the 12th trap. To me, this is a trap card that I can just have in my hand the whole time. So when they're trying to get rid of something, or I want to get rid of something, I'll just Book a Moon. So pretty much it's a trap card during almost any time, as long as it's not in my hand or my opponent's turn, it's just dead. But yeah, the 1 Book of Moon. Now on to traps. You got the 1 Infection. Pretty much targeted evils. Take an Evilswarm from your field or your hand, return it to the main deck only, because this is the DC version, doesn't say that yet. And then pretty much recruit for any Evilswarm from the deck to the hand. You can't put back any extra deck monsters because they're not considered going back to the main deck. Only play one. One is enough. And the two ofs, Torrential Tributes. This card combo with Pandemic is just so unfair. Pretty much, your opponent's going to go summon crazy. You're going to activate this, and then after you activate that Chain Pandemic, your monsters don't die, which is so really not fair. But hey, what can you do? The meta's not fair right now, if you think about it. Too compulsory. Debated on playing a 3. It's not a problem playing 3, it's just, I feel comfortable with 2. I really do. 2 bottomless trap holes. Even though dragons are still a problem, they get their effects from banishment. You only really bottomless the Dragossack or the Big Eye if there's nothing on board to save it. I do play 2 Mirror Force. When I'm playing the meta, i.e. Dragons Prophecies, they come out. For Dragons, they come out for Max Seeds, and if it's for Prophecies, they come out for like a Thunder King or a Kaiku. But for Rogue matches, they're amazing. For the Mirror match, they're amazing too. If your opponent doesn't have that extra Pandemic, oh, they're screwed. The one Judgment, the one Warning, otherwise known as the Solemn Duo. They help. They're awesome. What can you do? And that's it for the deck. 40 cards. Plain and simple. I am not going to show you side deck because that is player preference. Your side deck is your side deck, and that'll be all of that when it comes to that pretty much. So your side deck is your call, guys. Now on the extra deck. 2 Ophions, 1 Bahamut. I don't like 2 Bahamut, 3 Ophions. I mean, the only thing I do understand is the extra Ophion sometimes. But I do great without it because I play Emerald, I play certain things that's going to get it back. I mean, Ophion, I mean, he's important, don't get it wrong. He's amazing. But, I mean, not that amazing to me. But he does lock down certain things, but 2 is enough. And to go on with the Evilswarm Exceeds, 1 Thanatos. If you don't know what he does, detach material during either player's turn, and he's unaffected by monster effects, which is really decent. And 1 Ouroboros. I know most Evilswarm players don't play this. I do. He's clutch sometimes. He does help, and Pandemic can actually save him, because he is Evilswarm. Then for the generic Exceeds, your 1 Cowboy for win condition. Abyss Dweller, who I barely go into. I may put the Blade Armor Ninja in for this. The reason you can play Blade Armor Ninja is because Caster does clog sometimes. He doesn't want to go for that extra push. 1 Daigusto Emerald. If you're not playing this card, a person on YouTube said, I believe it's Team Aviator. Look him up. His Evilswarm deck is actually really good. If you're not playing this card, do not play Darkroom Dragon. I mean, yes, you do have control over Kirkion, but unless you have this and Kirkion, or just, you know, something to go into him, don't play Darkroom Dragon. You don't have enough control that you think you do. 1 Maestro. Heroic Champion Excalibur. You do make him sometimes. I have yet to make him. But he's in there just for the 4,000 push because Caster is Warrior. And sometimes you do club with Caster. Flagship of Corn. Photon Butterfly Assassin. Papilla Operative. Whatever you want to call him. Shockmaster. I rarely go into him, but he's there just in case for clutch reasons. Utopia. And since you play Emerald, why not play Pearl? This card actually won me a game against E-Dragons today. Pretty much my opponent had less than 500 life points. I had only Pearl. I reborn into Pearl after it died. He had Tempest on board. He had Skill Drain. I summoned Pearl from Reborn, attacked it to Tempest, and dropped Lance on Tempest for game. It really helped. And that's my deck profile, guys. Let me know what you think. I know what you guys are thinking. Why didn't you start with a fucking Lightsworn build? Because, fuck Lightsworn. No, I mean, to be honest, it's a fun deck. I love the deck to the day I die. I'll be playing the deck to the day I die, but right now, I have to play the meta until the format either slows down or gets better next format. I might do a video of my trade book. I can't make my Dolces because some of my cards are scattered. And some of my friends are using certain cards. That, and I haven't perfected a build. Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So tell me what you guys think. Comment, rate, subscribe, what have you. And please, opinions, both positive and negative. I take them. Yeah, but you guys have a good night. Bye.